working. I had to restart OBS in order to get that to work. Sometimes this does this with the EOS 70D. Mind you, this company, during the pandemic, I was going to use that camera as my streaming camera, and it didn't have the capabilities yet. It was upgradable. I had a USB, but Canon never upgraded it until late 2021. I was like April of 2021 is when they started. They thought, you know what, this camera could be upgraded and used as a live streaming camera. And so now, as you can see, we're okay. We're okay. So yeah, yesterday we had some issues with the microphone, and we were gonna do a live song, and what happened with that is we were just having issues, and I was back at that point. I was pretty tipsy and tired. I think I had me a margarita and like two or three IPAs yesterday. I was definitely Friday behavior. Just the end of the week type of thing. But now I'm good. I'm good. We got the morning, and everything's working. Okay, so let's just press record here. Okay. All right. As you can see, I the time of my life where I never felt this way. What's up, Laggy Haggy? Good morning. How are you doing? Ga 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 goo goo ga ga goo goo. Hung over a little. Morning. Hungover, drank a bit of 1996 Chardonnay. Drank a bottle of 1990. Is that a good Chard or what? Is that what? Think it was bad. Oh, so a 1996 Chardonnay, which is obviously it's a white wine, or in that case, yellow, because it was older. And do they age well? Do Chardonnays age well? I wonder how so it was past its time. Oh, yeah. But that's a was it a like $100 bottle of Chard or something? French whites last longer, but than Cali whites. Oh, interesting. In case you guys don't know, Laggy Haggy here is a expert in wine. So, yeah, expert a winesmith, as they would call him. I don't know if that's a proper term, but I love Miller Lite. I don't. I'm such a snob. I don't love Miller Lite. I don't love any commercial beers at all. I don't love commercial beers. I only drink local. I'm such a snob when it comes. Yeah, nice balance on Border Beats. It's just like I can't drink Budweisers or Coors Lights or any of that stuff anymore. I only drink craft beer. I'm such a snob when it comes to beer. And I really don't like wine. I like some wines, like Dow makes a good cab, um, which is expensive. But like, yeah, like every once in a while, a good glass of wine is good. But tequila is my hard liquor of choice. Not a big vodka person. Not a big on the vodka. But always, I don't drink wine much, but always appreciate it. Da, da. Especially as pairing for nice meal. Da, yes, yes. I don't drink vodka, but I do like a good Moscow Mule sometimes. A good Moscow Mule, but my jam is tequila and rum, a good old rum, man. Rum is a underrated, but rum is yum. And gin, I don't go much. Oh, why am I forgetting whiskey? I love whiskey. I love Scotch whiskey. And I'm now getting older and getting into bourbons because some are good, but I'm more of a no, I haven't. Is it in LA? Lost Spirits? Do they make bourbon? I had a really good bourbon from this Oregon distillery. Not Oregon, single malt. Yeah, what's up, Lard and Sprout? Lard and Sprouts in the house. Border Beats rum. Yeah, rum is good. It's like I don't know how to explain it, but there is some good rums out there. Yeah. And you know what? I've read there's like a Harvard study, and I forgot who wrote this, the authors of the study, but they claimed that whiskey out of all the alcohols was the healthiest, not wine. It was actually whiskey because it has tons of antioxidants. And if you were to just drink a normal, not too much, the one standard drink, as they would call it, I think that's like 1.5 ounces of hard alcohol. And so, like, whiskey was said to have, in the study, more antioxidants than any other distilled spirit, which is cool. All right. Especially the single malt stuff. And then, like, the wine, I've heard yes and no's about on, the people go back and forth, doctors. And then beer, like actual craft beer. When my wife was pregnant, the nurse was like, "Yeah, have a craft beer when you're nursing, not like as you're nursing, like go go go. No, like an hour before you nurse or an hour after or whatever. I think 2 hours before, 2 hours after, have one pint, and the yeast in that beer helps with milk production." And this is coming from the nurses. They're like, the labor and delivery nurses, and even a lactation consultant had told us the same thing. They're like, we actually hired one because they're really, really. It's how it is as a dad. Border Beats, nursing, lactation. It is a really tough thing for women, and I didn't realize how big of a deal like it is. It's defeating at some points when those can't produce, and it's defeating when you got to get your not only the production part but the latching on part, and so it's like a very, very, very hardcore issue that I just have nothing but empathy for. Yeah, it doesn't get talked about enough either. I wrote a song um, about it, and I just it was big shout out to all the women out there that have to deal with that. It's like it's one very painful, and I mean after a while they get used to it, but it's still very painful. You know how many calories women burn? Just it's like amazing the calorie that gets burned just from nursing alone. Like it's so taxing on a woman's body. I'm I just much respect, like much respect, 500 plus a day, right? Yeah, 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 for sure. Doesn't get talked about, and it's funny, we're talking about it in this stream, and I wish there was more women in the stream who can offer uh, some of their input in the chat. It's so funny hearing guys talk about this stuff. I mean, we talk about it because we got mad respect, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Anyhow, yeah, before we do this, I'm gonna grab another cup of coffee. I'm gonna maybe ask my partner in crime if they're brewing some coffee. All right. Yeah. If they're brewing more coffee, that would be great to get another cup in here because I'm feeling very Chris Christopherson right now with my voice. I got this low voice and shit, and I'm gonna. Or some, I got like a Doc Watson level lowness in here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, let's get over to the thing of the that thing. Oh, I wanted to do. I wanted to like some people do. Do, 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 do. Some people. This is my little vocal exercise. Some people. Oh my God! See, I can't go high right now. It's morning voice. It's morning voice. Man, it's my morning voice, so it's like preventing me from. Some people want it all. I don't want nothing at all. If I ain't got you, babe. I woke up this morning singing that. I was just like, oh. I was like brushing my teeth. I was like, I got a Sonicare, so it's like the whole time. You just hear the vibrations. Beer back, gotta feed my son, but be lurking. All right, Border Beats, no worries. Go feed your son. I know how that is. I know how that is. Miss that age. I really do. Do miss that age. I'm talking like I'm like a like I've been in this for so. I'm the new parent too. Geez, just as new as I guess. Not so new, but All right, got the. Just wanted to make sure that all is well. Solid. Solid. All right. Uh, let's go. Some people want it all, but I don't want nothing at all. If I ain't got you, baby. If I ain't got you, baby. Some people want diamond rings. I don't. I cannot sing. I cannot sing. 'Cause I got morning voice. A morning voice for you. Mm. Mm. That's good, H2O. H2O. Two hydrogens, one oxygen, met each other at a bar. They got washed out. Loving the lurks, loving the lurks. All right, let's see here. I was gonna sing this song last night. It was a sad song. That sounds way better than it did last night. I think Studio One just had like a hiccup and I didn't restart it. Also, with these ribbon microphones, activating the low Z on your preamp is a good thing for them. It makes them a little bit louder. All right. Where's my click track? Click track, where are you? Let's check and see, make sure that we have the click track activated. Yeah, it's there. Just not coming through very loud. There it is. Something's going on with my dangerous music monitor. So not I know what it is. The connector broke off. At one point in my life, I tripped on it, maybe like right before I started live streaming. It was like, damn, dude! Right before I started live streaming, I break the connector on my, and this is something I can't solder back in place. It's because it solders directly to a circuit board. And the one thing I haven't done is soldered on a circuit board yet. I've soldered everything else, but I'm a little iffy about messing with the circuit boards and accidentally ruining it and melting it. Because soldering iron's like fucking 400 plus degrees, you know? So, yeah, I just have a pro do it. But the only pro that knows how to fix that is in LA. And I don't know how long. I hope it's like a day thing. I don't want to lose, like, you know, I'd have to like cancel streaming for a week or something just to get that fixed. So I'm scared. I'm scared, guys. I'm scared. Maybe I'll just buy a new one. Let's see if I have a coffee. All right. I'm going to use the toilet real quick, and I will come right back. So, guys, don't leave me. I'll be right back. Please don't leave me. I'll be right back, guys. Just going to go take a quick bathroom break, or shall I say toilet break. Oh, amazing. Some people want diamond rings, but I don't want none of those things if I ain't got you, baby. 'Cause everything is nothing until I've got you. Some people want it all. See, I'm kind of a countertenor, but right now it's morning voice. I should have done my vocal exercises. Oh, that's another exercise. I know it sounds funny. Protein. Can't have flies in the studio. You know what's gross? Killing flies. That's what's gross, right? Not because of like when killing flies is kind of stupid, like the whole fly swat thing and the whole electrical thing. There's a way to just let them out of your house, you know? Because when you kill a fly in your house, you got to worry about its guts getting all over the drywall, and that's just a pain. I hate cleaning up fly guts. So gross. Anyways, okay. So we are going to get over to those drums right there. We definitely need to get some drums. If I ain't got you, baby. We got the drums ready. We're going to come to them. I really want to do something today with the drums that I've never done before, you know? Like a song that's, you guys, any of you guys like The National? So The National is a really cool band, and their drummer's even cooler. He does this really cool, like, hi-hat, what do you call that? See, I don't know the terms for hi-hat, like, is it a hi-hat groove? I don't know. Is it like a, I don't know. Why did I go to UCLA for psychology? I should have just gone for music. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, but I didn't. 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 She sells seashells by the seashore. 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 Red leather, yellow leather, 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 red leather, yellow leather. Red fuchsia. Red fuchsia, velvet fuchsia. No. Red fuchsia, velvet fuchsia. Red fuchsia, yellow fuchsia. No. Peter Piper picked a peck. That's the one I can't get. Peter Piper picked a pepper with Penny. Hi, my name's Penny. She puts in her eyes. They're pennies. Oh, gosh. All right. I took off my nerd lenses. This nerd wears glasses and loves Mario. I know. I bought this Mario shirt at Costco. I got Costco underwears going on, Costco bought socks, Costco shirt. Only thing it's not Costco are these New Balance shorts here. Oh, hot cup of coffee. Wow. What a hot cup of coffee will do. It's like warming me up. Uh-oh. Whoa. Whoa. Just kidding. You know that, though. That happens in the morning when you... But I already took care of my business. All right. I don't want this to get cold, guys. But let's just get on with this, huh? All right. I can't find my Council pick from the original Partridge Family. So I know that family, the Councils. They're a famous traveling band, and they're still active. And they made these picks with their logo on it, and the logo just kept my finger from sliding. And I can't find that pick for the life. The pick was actually starting to wear away. I had so many, and all of a sudden they're gone. There's like videos on that, like videos of you drop the pick and then it's gone. It just disappears, and then you find it later on, stuck in your dryer somewhere. Oh, pick abuse. It's like the only thing plastic produced well. Sucks that it's plastic though. Can't they make vegetable fiber picks? Who's gonna come up with that one? Anyway, okay. We've got the good radio mic is off, and we're gonna do it now. We're gonna do it. Levels are good here. I'm looking at my iPad, and now we're recording. Hey, hey. Not really liking the highs on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop recording. And yeah, it's been like this. The first time we recorded the song, everything was really nice. I'm wondering if the highs just... I can do a roll off on the microphones. These are the AKG 414s. I can just do, I got the flashlight here, a roll off on the highs and see what that does. No, actually, this doesn't, I forgot, it doesn't do a high roll off. And I don't want to, you know what, I don't want it that high anyway. So let's take it down a notch on the preamps. And we can always adjust the loudness of those later. What I typically will do with a room mic is I have low gain on the preamps. I usually have higher gain for things that are closer, and the level output of that preamp, I have it pretty high for it's pretty much all the way up. And I'll throw a compressor on the room microphones quite often. The 1176, I tend to steer clear from when it comes to room microphones because they're really aggressive compressors, in my opinion. But like an LA2A or some kind of optical style compression would work perfectly for a room microphone because they typically have a slower attack. Your LA2As, which are really great, your slow attack compressors are really good for your mix buses. And so I tend to use, like as you can see here, in my mix, I don't got any real plugins going on here. Everything's just El Natural, and that's what I love about the Burl. The Burl converters, nobody makes better converters than Burl. And many people say, well, they're just converters. Converters are converters. They convert the signal from digital to analog. And that's a huge misconception. You want really good, there's only one company that makes really good converters, and it's Burl. Everybody else claims to make the best converters, um, but they're just pretty much all the same components when you open them up, you know. And Burl's the only one that challenges the status quo and doesn't source cheap materials to make their proprietary wound transformers. And there's not a lot of companies. I think API may do this with their converters, but they're there's still the transformers are tiny. Burl's the only company that has transformers in their signal path for A to D conversion, and then their own proprietary op amps as well. And most converters on the market, they're just op amps and transistors, and not a Class A signal path. Class A does consume more power because it's a hot machine. If I were to touch it, it won't burn my hand, but especially when we have like a whole band in here and we're tracking a whole band, that that's why you have it on the top right there instead of on the bottom, because heat rises. So you want the burl actually the first thing on your rack, the top most upmost, you know, because the machine actually gets hot. Those transformers get hot, not like burn you, you know, but everything, including the rack, the wood, everything is warm to the touch. If you go over here and I just like literally touch this, it's warm. It's like warm from the burl underneath, just the heat generated. And I've got these vents here, but the heat and the voltage is what imparts that beautiful warm tone. And it's a very Neve like. I want to say that's what he emulated. It is an emulator, and it's emulating Neve. Neve and Studer tape decks. So the Neve tracking, but the Studer tape deck. That's, I mean, there's people like Vance Powell, and all these major studios, even East West, that they can hear no difference between, literally no difference between 2-inch tape and the Burl. The biggest difference is the noise. The power supply, it's a lot quieter with the Burl, you know. And so that is like, if you're going to say the major difference between tape, other than the physical features and attributes of it, the major difference between the two are probably the sound that is less low noise, you know, on the Burl, very low noise. And it's just like, for me, converting that beautiful sound that you're doing in the live environment, and then once it goes into the digital world, it just gets neutered, especially by the Avid HDIOs, by many other A to D converters, in fact, all the rest. And so the Burl, it's just, yeah, it's, you can buy them, and if you're still on a budget, you can start, like, you can build it. See, I've only built mine to 16 inputs, 16 outputs, and I have how many more slots left? To 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slots here. I can put a mastering grade, another converter in here instead of going back into my Burl when I'm mastering or mixing down. I can actually put like something what's called like the B2 bomber, but they have another a mastering grade converter that I can slide in here, and it's like 4 channels, and it would be for my final mix or my mastering. And so you can customize that mothership chassis with all different. There's the BAD 8s, which I have, and the BDA 8s. That's an 8-channel slot. So there are cheaper 4-channel slots, but and they're not D sub connections or DB25 connections on the back. They are just XLR connections, which for some, that might be an easier route to go. The only problem that the Burl, the first generation basically of it, the BAD4s and the BDA4s, was that there was a little inherent latency with tracking at some points. I don't know if that's still a thing, if the software has been upgraded on that. But there's still second to none. And yeah, so let's get on this. I'm talking your ears off here. All right. So, if you guys haven't given a follow yet, please give me a follow. I would really, really appreciate a follow. I know we got some of you guys right now, some lurkers in here right now that haven't made yourself known in the chat. That's fine. I would really like a chat or maybe even a little let me know that you're lurking. I don't know if that's the etiquette nowadays. But I'm still learning the etiquette, the Twitch etiquette. There's etiquette, obviously. And I aim to follow the etiquette. You know what I mean? So I know that if somebody's lurking, you're supposed to kind of let others know that you're lurking. If you're doing so, why not give me a follow? And if you like what you see here, we talk about all things music. We talk about all things science. We talk about social issues. We talk about everything here. Not everything, but, intellectualizing things as much as we can. But let's get over. Let me just adjust this over here. Okay, I got the rest of the allergies out. All right. It's funny. It's like I go off the side and you hear like, what's this guy doing? Sniffing coke or something? No, no, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. Up with hope. Down with dope. All right, let's go. All right. I think I'm comfortable with. Let's listen again. But we have those room microphones back there, and they're in. Let's see. Oh, a little bit better now. Is it this pick too? I wish I had a light pick, but let's. Let's see what that does. Let's try that. No gain. No gain on those room microphones. All right, here we go. Hey girl, where you going? Hey girl, where you going? She said I'm going to my second job. I'm gonna. Too much reverb, dude. It's fucking killing me. Too much verb. Hey girl. That's better. And let's see if I can. Hey girl. That's good. Yeah, it's too much verb. I like dry. I can if I can be dry. Sometimes I really prefer just dry. No effects on on the vocals. Just some compression, whatever. And you know what? I never used to pick for this song. So why am I doing it now? That's another reason why. There we go. Hey girl, where you going? Hey girl, where you going? She said I'm going to my second job, gonna cause my body wicked harm, but I don't want to. So I asked her why. She says they make me. I looked at her and cried. Ooh, I cried. Hey guy, where you going? Hey guy, where you going? He said I'm going to my corporate job. I'm gonna cause the people some wicked harm through private equity. And I asked him why. He said he loves money. I looked at him and cried. Ooh, I cried. Hey kid, hey kid, where you going? Hey kid, where you going? He said I'm going to get my daddy's gun. I'm gonna cause the school wicked harm because I want to have some fun before I die. And I asked him why. Oh no, why? He had no reason other than to settle a score he made online. And then I cried. Ooh, I cried. I looked at him and cried. Ooh, oh, I cried. Ooh, I cried. Ooh, was all right. It was all right. Maybe one more take of that or two. Oh shit! This song always gets me. Oh, okay. Let's do another take of that. I, I, I cried. Okay. Looks like I'm hitting the preamp nice. I cried. Ooh. Maybe turn the click track down a little. Okay. Oh. Ah. Oh. Good thing the radio mic was off that time. I'm doing so much better with this whole radio mic thing. I have to turn it off every once in a while because it just ruins everything when I'm recording with it on. It's not like it's interfering with the recording, it's interfering with your listening experience. Because I have the radio mic or the podcast mic or any other mic I would have attached to this running through a different interface. And the interface I'm using is actually the Allen and Heath Z10FX. It's just a little mixing console for live performers that are, singer songwriters and don't have a big old setup, just basically PA monitors and 4 tracks with low Z connections. It's an analog console and it has its own converter or interface for, at the time, even many preamps nowadays are made and they have built-in A to D converters on them. So that's why I use that. It essentially separates. I don't want to use any of my Burl inputs for the podcast microphone, this little thing here. The reason being is I don't want to waste outputs or inputs on this microphone, and it also will affect the mix. It'll get into the recording, and if Studio One, for example, breaks down or something isn't working with those converters, I could still carry on a conversation because that thing doesn't break down ever. It just keeps going. And so, yeah, so that's why I use separate interface for my podcast mic. I mean, you can find interfaces for real cheap for that purpose, like a cheap interface for that purpose, and then run um, your recording and your playback through another interface. So 2 interfaces completely doable, and OBS I think accepts up to like 4 different interfaces if need be. Um, so that's what's cool about that. And um, it's only 44K 16-bit, which is very interesting. So obviously not a lot of dynamic range or resolution, I want to say, in the loudness, but it doesn't really matter when it comes to just one podcast mic or. Okay, let's go one more time on this. Hey, girl. All right, here we go. Got my foot in that spot there. Now let's just do. How's that sound to you guys? If anybody's listening, how's that sounding on your end? Let's do a quick little measurement. You can hear the. Oh yeah, one and a half, 1.6. That's what I want. I want them 1.5 feet apart, and I want, as you can, I don't think, yeah, you can see both of the Royer 121s, and I have them 1.5 inches apart from each other, or 1.5 feet. Sorry, it's the 3-to-1 rule. It's exact actually with the Royer. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. We're still recording. We're still recording. Tape is still rolling. All right. All right. So you hear the difference? Just a few inches. So right now I have the Royer, one of them, facing at the 12th fret, and I always have the ribbons. Let me just a little lifting here. So I have one ribbon, and I'm slightly tilted as well. I have one ribbon facing the 12th fret of this guitar, and the other ribbons towards the bridge, and they're approximately 6 inches from the guitar. With the ribbon microphones, at least these ones, I don't want to be too far. I would rather, and you can use either side of these, and I've tested both sides, but I like the main side of the Royer. Royer, the website, if you go, and it talks about how to record acoustic guitar, it gives you pointers. It recommends the other side, and personally, I like this side more. It's a little warmer. Yeah, and same with the AKG 414s. There's a gold side and a black side, and I tend to err on the gold side. I think it's more of a vintage sound when it's in figure eight, as well. I don't really use those in cardioid or super cardioid or omni. I generally will just keep those in figure eight pattern and in the Blumline configuration, which is one mic on top of another. Both of them are in figure eight, and neither of them are facing directly at the source. Is my radio mic on? No. Okay, good. Neither of them are facing directly at the source. They are, let's see if I can move this microphone a little bit over too. That way it can get and then a little up a little bit. This is the null, as many of you know. So this is facing my guitar. And these are the nulls, as you can see, and those are facing my mouth. The null is the least the least impacted point on your microphone, where the sound is, there's no sound basically on the null, hence the word. So you want the null of these microphones, which is the top and the sides, and any ribbon mic, it's the top and the sides, to be as facing like the source of what you don't want. For example, these, I don't want them to really record my vocals. There is going to be bleed, it's inevitable, but with ribbon microphones especially, they really cancel out the bleed. We'll test it out. You'll see how little these captured my voice, just slightly, and how little of the guitar this actually captured. Even though this is a beast, it's in phantom power, and we'll just do a little of that there, and generally have a windscreen on this because it's a ribbon microphone, and there's this little foil ribbon in there that I don't want it to get too wet from my voice. There is a kind of a screen in here protecting it as well, so I just love it without the windscreen. Don't tell anybody. It's just a secret between you and me, okay? Here we go. God, I keep... Hey girl, where you going? Hey girl, where you going? She said I'm going to my second job, gonna cause my body wicked harm, but I don't want to. So I asked her why. She says they make me. I looked at her and cried. Ooh, I cried. Hey guy, where you going? Hey guy, where you going? He said I'm going to my corporate job. I'm gonna show the people some wicked harm through private equity. So I asked him why. He said he loves money. So I looked at him and cried. Ooh, I cried. Hey kid, hey kid, where you going? Hey kid, where you going? He said I'm going to get my daddy's gun. I'm gonna cause the school some wicked harm because I want to have some fun before I die. And I asked him why. Oh no, why? The kid had no reason other than to settle a score he made online. And then I cried. Ooh, I cried. Ooh, I cried. Ooh, broke down and cried. Ooh, I cried. Ooh, I cried. We might come back to that. I don't know if I'm ready yet. But those were two good takes. And sometimes that could just be enough, you know, the reality of it. But um, yeah. We won't do any more for now. Yeah, we can't do any more. The song takes a lot out of me emotionally, and I wanna do more takes of it. But we will get to that. We will get to that. Oof, man, that just like kind of a moment of silence for some time, for those. Writing music is emotional, you know, when you're singing about stuff like that. It just it's emotional. Makes me shake a little, and I'm vulnerable, I'm vulnerable in front of in front of the world. That's what this stream's all about, is being vulnerable. But yeah, getting a little tear out of me every once in a while is what this is all about. When I write those songs, I'm not singing out of joy. Those songs are excruciatingly painful to visit. Um, but that's just the way it is. For those families who went through stuff, uh, that pain is unimaginable. And the way I can like really empathize is by thinking about them and putting myself in their shoes and crying, you know, just straight up crying. Um, Shake it off a little bit. Let's just get a little, this is what it's all about, guys. This is what we do here. We write sometimes sad songs, and I'm just going to unload and I'm going to go unleashed. Men cry too, and we got to express it more. Masculinity can only take you so far. And sometimes you just gotta let yourself be open and vulnerable. Oh, here I go off to the side again. Oh man, what's next? Okay, so we got a plant in here. I just want to show you this plant. Where many have stuffed animals in their live their Twitch streams, I brought this little guy in. Oh boy, I'm like talking to you about my plant, and I have dead leaves here. Let's put those in the receptacle. I've got like a compost pile for such things. I love composting. I get a kick. I go to like Coffee Bean or Starbucks. You'll pick up all of their. I'm still shaky, but I'm trying to get over it. You pick up all their coffee grounds and they'll just give them to you, and then you throw that on your compost pile. But I brought this little guy in because I needed it. Plants are all the rave, and they really do help me feel better. So I'm just gonna, you know, just let the plant talk to me, whisper in my ear. It loves me, but he's like, I need some light, bro. And I'll get you light. Once we're done here, we'll put you near a window, okay? Your leaves feel very nice and you look very healthy. You got a little too much water, it seems, right here. You're one of those drought tolerant little fellas, aren't you? A beautiful little guy, huh? Beautiful little plant. This is real. This is not fake or plastic. It's real. Man, what if that's the future? Like, no, I actually got a real plant, guys. No way. Wally. My God, I got snot. I put it over here by the keys that I hardly play in my streams. I got to get back on these, man. So there's just like lulls of, you know, I want to write a song with that straight up piano. That's what we got to do. That's what we should do. We should write a song that's piano. And I have a song that I wrote a long time ago. Oh man, that's why we can only do like 2 takes at a time with that song, by the way, because it's fucking sad. Let's just real quick listen to how much bleed we have, and I'm gonna have my monitors on, or actually I can actually just put my headphones on instead of my monitors, for the purpose of still being able to talk with you. That song took a little bit out of me, I'll tell you that. It always does, especially when you get into the mode and you start singing about stuff like that. That's when I start feeling that way. So let's listen to it real quick. It could be my voice. Let's turn off my voice just slightly. Okay, let's listen to this microphone and see how, if we go over to the mix window, let's listen how the bleed really, let's see how it sounds like with look at how little you can hear the guitar, and look how close the guitar was to it when I was singing, and it's like less than -24. Hey girl. And there's my, see what I'm talking about? The bleed, guys, see what I'm talking about? This is mixing or recording 101 right here. The null of the microphone did its part. Look at you, hardly, the guitar is so low. And that's a phantom powered Behemoth, that AEA A440. It's the only ribbon microphone that I know of that is phantom powered. And it's a Behemoth. It should be capturing everything, and it really isn't. So it's great for that purpose, you know, just by positioning the mic a little bit, you know, a couple inches this way and whatever, basically where your source of audio is coming from. So that's pretty cool. Okay, now let's listen to the guitars. And I know that the 414s are going to pick up those are condensers, the 414s. These two microphones. So I know that there's going to be some significant bleed with these 2 microphones because they're room microphones and they're capturing the whole room. So we'll check it out, but let's listen to the other mics, the 2 Royer 121s. Let's listen to how those sound, and let's hear if my vocals are coming through and bleeding through at an alarming rate. Let's see. Sounds good. Wow. Wow. See that? You hardly can hear my vocals bleeding through. And I'm doing everything at once. All 3 microphones. Now listen to the other 2 microphones. Now you're going to hear bleed. I guarantee you're going to hear just a very balanced level. See, this is the one thing I don't like about condensers is the high end. It has that very ringiness in the high end. Not a fan of that. But in overall, in the mix, let's hear. Doesn't sound so bad. I'll probably do some kind of high pass or low pass filter on that. But let's just listen nevertheless. You know what? I'll do the low pass filter now. Let's do it on one at a time. Okay, they're not grouped. So let's just do that real quick. Let's just get out that. We're just using the standard EQ here. Don't want to get crazy with EQs. They're, you know, many people will buy emulation EQs and stuff. What happens with an emulation EQ is you will introduce artifacts into your sound if you're pushing any emulation, EQ or compressor, if you're pushing those too hard, especially compressors, you will find that you'll find sounds in there that don't exist. And we could do a test on that later, but for the purpose of time, today is not a good day to do that test. So let's listen to where the wow, that's pretty interesting that it's not capturing my vocals as much either. And you know what I suspect? I suspect it's the microphone in front of my face that's literally blocking my voice from the other microphones in the back of the room. So I suspect that's the issue for that, you know, and not to mention the microphones in the room are in Blumline configuration, so they're not directly pointed at the source of the audio. But with that said, I don't really care for that ringiness right there. So that's I think that would be like around 5 hertz. Let's see, 5K. So let's just do a little test on that. Oopsie. Yeah, it's around 5K. Oh, wait a second. I think it's more around 10K. So that, and with that said, I'm just gonna do a shelf. And 6 dBs, that sounds good. 6 dB shelf. I don't want it to be too aggressive. Maybe like 1 or 2 decibels, or maybe even 3. Okay, a little, and then maybe just right here, this high Q and a little lower just there. It's like it's like around 8K. And for me, I'm like I like bass more. So my ears are pretty, you know, like 80s glam rock and heavy metal and stuff. And like they were chasing the treble days, those days when treble was like more important than bass and blasting your ears. Not for me. I'm really more on the hip hop, low end, drum and bass, fatness. I'm always about fatness, you know, like PHAT or even FAT if you're thinking of girth in terms of low end girth. I'm back. I had to say something stupid to get myself back up, okay? But yeah, that took a lot out of me. This song that I keep hearing over and over again. Hey girl. Vocal sounds spot on though. Where you going? And look at the mix. There's no mix yet, guys. It's all sounds like it's mixed though. Everything's at unity gain. Except for the 414s. Where you going? Put those at unity gain. She said I'm going to my second job, gonna cause my body wicked harm, but I don't want to. Now those of you guys who use Ableton, This is a big difference here. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I love Studio One and Pro Tools and even Logic for these matters. The sends. Sends is an important, a very important concept to mixing and even recording. And Ableton kind of created its own terminologies. Like, you know, obviously it still has auxiliary channels that you can use and stuff like that, which are kind of Ableton's way of saying, yeah, you can still bust stuff out through auxiliary channels and whatnot. The only problem I have with Ableton's take on the basically standardization of a console, it's not built like it's not an emulation of a console. Ableton's more of an idea, it's a juggernaut of ideas, you know, and so you can throw a reverb on the track. A lot of people argue that Ableton is running a lot of CPU, and I can probably guess why. Now, I don't know if Ableton was built with this in mind, when you copy and paste a CPU, or you drag a CPU, when you drag a reverb onto each individual channel is using a reverb, but it's been dropped onto the, you know, effects window that Ableton comes with. And like in reality, unless it's being routed some other way, that's a real CPU and RAM killer. If you have a reverb, I never put reverbs on the plugins, on my inserts on each channel. Never. I always create a bus, okay? And the bus, like I have here, if you can see, here, I have my reverb bus. This is one reverb, and it could be adjusted, and I can have several reverbs. I can have another reverb bus. I can have a delay bus, whatever I want, right? Portal, which is a crazy delay program that I love, and it's really inexpensive plugin for the, you know, for the likes of it, and it's amazing. I love using Portal. I use it all the time. Probably will use it for this mix eventually for this song eventually when I'm mixing it. But you could send the reverb, right? So you open up your audio destinations, reverb bus, okay? Or delay bus, or vocal reverb bus. You know, you can have different reverbs for different things, you know? So that cuts your CPU usage down immensely, okay? Immensely. So if you're having CPU trouble, and I don't know if Live, I used to use Live in such a way. Before I knew about this concept, I used to just drag a reverb onto the whatever channel. And when you're doing a very big song, it's just a huge, it would be using like 17, 18 to 20% CPU, as you can see, not here, but in Ableton. I could open, I don't need to open it right now, but if I'm going to do a live loop or something, I'll open up Ableton, but I definitely want to get into the looping. That's why I put this keyboard here. Took it from over there. Didn't find it. This keyboard I was using for pads because of the keys. They're like organs keys, you know. So an organ player would find these keys very useful, or somebody playing pads. Then I got my 88 key Roland FA08 back there, which is hammer action, heavy keys, like you're playing a piano. So I wanted to keep that for those like, you know, for that feel of the piano feel. But most of the organ sounds will come using this because of its just the way the keys feel, you know. But even the Wurlitzer organ back there, the keys feel pretty similar to this. And this thing is awesome, by the way. It's very inexpensive. Still on the market, I'm assuming, or you can buy them used. But you know, it was made for Ableton, actually, initially. So yeah, with that said, we've got this song. We'll gnaw on it a little bit. We've got some good takes. We'll save it. Let's take a picture. of the settings because I really like what we did on that. So let's take a picture of it, of the preamp settings for that. This is where AI would come. I mean, this is not digital, so it's not automated, which is fine. I don't want it to be automated because that just honestly might mess with the sound. And here I sneeze. Woo! That was a sneeze. Almost like an elephant sneeze. That was amazing. Yeah, so if you like what you see, guys, here, please give me a follow because I will grow with the more followers I have. And we're still trying to get to our 50. We're still new to streaming. We've only been streaming for a few months, really. And I talked to other streamers, and they're like, wow, is this taking forever to save or what? No. I talked to other streamers, and they're like, oh, I got my first 100 in a month. But they like brought other people from their platform, other platforms, you know, that they were running streams on or running maybe just content on. So I'm kind of starting from scratch here. So with that said, and I need to have more stuffed animals in here. I need more stuffed animals. I don't have any. My dog Emmett is outside right now in the backyard, probably protecting the chickens. He likes to hang out by the chicken coop and, you know, do his thing there. I just turned off my radio mic right now because I farted. Whoa. You don't want to fart in here, man. Shit. That would just piss off a band. Yeah. What's up? Laggy Haggy. You heard that? If I would have kept my mic on. Oh, that's an IPA fart from yesterday. Those are IPA farts for sure. Because I didn't really eat dinner. I just had meat. Like some souvlakia, as they call it in Greek. You know, kebab. You know, meat on a skewer. The Greeks think they claim... I grew up Greek, but they claim that they invented kebab, which sadly, no, there's been some debate on whether Turkish invented it, kebabs, or kebabs actually skewered meat existed like back when we were early humans, you know, because we put meat on sticks in order to cook over fire. So I don't know if that argument stands true that one culture invented kebab over another, because it's definitely a caveman thing, cave woman thing, you know. This is good to know. This is good to know. What is good to know, Laggy Haggy? What's good? What's good, Laggy Haggy? What's good? IPA farts. Oh, they're the worst. IPA farts, it's like skunk weed. It's like you're tooting skunky smells, you know? It's terrible. Especially like when you're in bed and under the sheets type of thing. And it's morning and everybody's about to wake up, you know? And yeah, you got your kids jumping in the morning like, all right, you guys want to jump in and wake me up? I'm going to fart in my bed and then waft the sheets, and then they're like, ah! They run out. They go to their morning cartoons. It's hilarious. I love cuddling in the morning, though. Come on, I love cuddling in the morning. You know, it's fun. But you know, when I'm still sleeping, sometimes cuddling ain't so fun when you're so fucking tired from a week's worth of dadding, and then you get the weekends to maybe sleep in. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Sleeping in? That was like shit when X-Men was on TV. The X-Men cartoon. That's when sleeping. I didn't even sleep in then because X-Men was on. Remember that? I didn't watch He-Man that much. If you guys remember He-Man and She-Ra. He-Man. fuck came up with that name? He-Man. He-Man. Oh, me go see He-Man. Oh my God. Anyways. All right, so we're going to get set up for some drums. We're going to get set up for some drums. I was going to do Live It Up, but I'll save Live It Up for something else. I don't know. We're going to try to get a couple takes here on the drums. You know what I mean? For this one song that we haven't figured out yet, but I figured Saturday morning, you know, is the best time to record drums, and I'm at my like best in terms of you know, physical and awakeness, and my energy levels are like higher in the morning. So let's so we got the drums over. IPA farts. Is that like yummy or like that? God, they're just happening, you know? Silent but deadly they are, I tell ya. The SBDs, little bit of both. Yeah, because it's making you want an IPA right now. You're like, oh, you know, your farts really make me want to go crack a beer open, an ale, good old skunky IPA. You know what's funny too is like the brewery, the local brewery. We got lots of local breweries around us, and the thing about the local breweries is they all say like now the IPAs are a thing, which they didn't emerge until like not like 10 years ago. It really started getting like becoming a thing. I mean, a little bit more than 10 years, but it really started becoming a thing like around 10 years ago, and then the breweries started proliferating. And I saw like the local breweries out here go from a small in your garage type of operation to owning a couple vats, you know, spending a couple $100,000. I think those vats are like $50,000 a piece now, accounting for inflation, probably even more. But like the vats, they had like 2 of them at their smaller location, and then they grew because it became so popular into this $3 million or more operation. Now they have like 15 vats, and those things are, you know, 50,000 a piece. I think those are roughly. Woo, man, Stink City, dude. Wow, open a window. Holy, I can't even open the window. I got to turn the. Let's turn the air on. Let's get the air rolling over here. Because we're going to be playing drums, so let's get this on turbo mode. If any of you guys are building a studio, air conditioning is a huge deal, and using like a air conditioner standard ducting system is really bad for recording studios. So I recommend the cheapest method is a Mr. Cool DIY mini split, and on the market compared to the Mitsubishi, which is a lot more expensive than the Mr. Cool. Mr. Cool came in around $1,300, which is cheap for air conditioner. A mini split for that, you know, and the mini split, the Mr. Cool DIY, you get to do it yourself. It's a DIY mini split. The hardest part's drilling through stucco, or, you know, cutting through stucco to, you know, but some people don't have that, but, you know, you buy one of those stucco grade drill bits. Whoa, those long. Okay, so that was even the Mitsubishi in terms of quietness didn't beat the Mr. Cool DIY. So the Mr. Cool DIY, super quiet. It's got a silent mode. Right now you can hear it because I've got it on turbo, and you can actually drop the flap here. Where is it at? Oh, not 62. Okay, why not? Where is that? Direct. There we go. So I have it on direct, and it's basically acting like it just drops the air in, and that's what you want. You don't want the air to be directional. You want it to kind of just drop in where it's at. I love this thing. It really cools down the room fast, and then it's got a silent mode on it, which is really great. The silent mode, it's like less than 46 dBA or something like that. It's really quiet. Like I've even recorded vocals with this thing and didn't hear anything. See, now it's on. I can't even hear it. It's so quiet. And there's obviously outside, there's its intake. It's a big old thing that, not too big, but you gotta definitely want to bolt it into the concrete. And so that thing is loud in and of itself, but not as loud as my other AC, which I have for the rest of the house. Yeah, so anyways, let's check out what we got going on over here with the drums. Okay, so first of all, over here, we want to adjust these overhead microphones. Now I know I had no gain, like literally it was at 2. So I'll remember that too anyways. I'm pretty much good with remembering numbers. I'm like Rain Man in that sense. Okay, so we're not going to have the... Okay, so now we're just going to adjust, put on the... What I have for my overheads are Neumann KM184s. The KM184s are basically small versions of U87s. Okay, so let's see. The hi-hat's gonna be on my right. Okay. Now you can do the drums 2 different ways when you're doing overheads. You can pan them different ways. I like to already have them set up basically in their connectors. Doesn't really matter. You can always pan later on after the fact. But I pan drums as if I'm looking at them, like a listener. But I've done some songs where I didn't do that, and I just had it from the drummer's perspective. And in reality, you can do both. If you want to do a song and it's more drum centric, then maybe you want to from the drummer's perspective and how the drummer's hearing it. And to be honest, if you're left-handed or right-handed, sometimes you might have the ride on a different side of the drums. You might have 2 rides. You might, for me, my standard set is the hi-hats on, obviously, my left side when I'm drumming, but on your right side. So I want the hi-hat to be panned right, hard right. And it just gives you a more real sense of the room. And I have the microphones on the drums. I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, you can see one of them. So that one over there by the ride, that's the KM84. It's a pencil. I love those microphones. Okay, so I like the U87. It's a good microphone. No, it's like the industry standard. Everybody knows the U87s. But let me give you a little sense of what it looks like if you guys don't know. If you've probably seen them online. I use this microphone sparingly. It's a great room microphone. It's also really good for live. The Punch Brothers, they use this. I think they use it in Omni mode. When they're like surrounding it, or they might have it in figure 8 pattern. That way you can duplicate the track and create a stereo image based on a figure 8 recording, But yeah, whoa, hey. Yeah, I'm telling you, those IPAs last night, maybe, and then 3 cups of coffee. I'm farting like crazy right now. It's crazy. And I think you might have heard that one. That might have been one you heard. That's one for the books. I farted in public. Great. By the way, when I visited China many years ago, went there to go train with Shaolin monks and stuff, doing some kung fu, Wing Chun, and I did Shaolin Do, and I did other forms of kung fu, but I really got into the Wing Chun for many years. I'll tell you this right now, when we were doing like morning stretches, people were farting like it was cool. You go to a yoga studio, people farting too. It's like farting is normal, and it's better to lose a kidney than to lose. It's better to lose a friend than to lose an organ. So if you're gonna fart, just let them go. You know, it's hilarious. I don't give a shit. Farting is normal, you know. So, so here I go with my fart humor. But yeah, if you're gonna fart, just fucking do it. Just don't. Oh, I remember one time. This is funny. So my wife and I, we were flying. We were living in Washington D.C. at the time. You know, we did a 4-year stint there, basically. And I was on this plane, and I had this congressperson behind me, and she kept like she didn't like that I was pushing laying in my chair, my seat. She kept saying, "Can you put your seat up? I'm trying to work." I was like, "Hey, I bought my seat, and I want to lay down. Like I can lay down, you know, because in DC they have those they're like smaller." Unless you're flying out of Dulles, well, even if you're flying out of Dulles, you'll fly in these smaller planes first that take you to like Philly or Chicago or whatever, and so they're smaller planes that take you to your main flights, right? But I was tired, and so I forgot the name. It starts with the E, escargot, not escargot. That's yummy, but anyways. They Envoy, or I don't know. I forgot the name of the planes, but there's specific planes that would fly out of DC. They were smaller, and I was just laying back. I was really fucking tired. So, and this congressperson, some kind of politician, was like really upset because they were trying to work on their laptop, and my seat was affecting them from working. I really don't know how that's possible, because I've used my laptop in similar situations and people were sleeping in front of me and I didn't say a goddamn thing. So, but she was just being a fucking stupid ass, so, whatever, and selfish and probably self-absorbed and really needed to get her work done, whatever. So I was wearing a North Face jacket because it was wintertime, and it was a big old fat parka, and I didn't want to take it off. Just kept it on for the remainder of that flight, because I knew that once we get off the plane, it was going to be fucking cold. And you don't want to get off the plane in DC and have nothing to wear to keep you warm. And those big parkas, they're just so cozy. They're like a little blanket, and they offer like kind of pillow features, if you pull the hood out and like roll it up, So I was farting a storm that day. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking fart. I'm just gonna keep doing it. And I kept farting, and my wife and I was just laughing. We were both, it was so stinky that the fucking flight attendants had to spray fucking air freshener. That's how bad I stunk up the cabin. And that politician behind me was getting all of it. She was getting all of that. You know what I'm saying? So not to mention, not only was I laughing in a parka that was being swollen with fucking fart gases, everybody on the plane was smelling it. I couldn't hold it. Just had to go poop. And pooping on a plane is like, pooping on a plane sucks. Really does. So you got to poop before you go on the plane. That's why we always do our poops before we go on planes, But it just so happened I was just very gassy that day, and I just let them rip. on the plane. And, when you fart on a plane, nobody can hear you because everything's just so loud and the frequencies are just all that white noise. It's drowning out your fart sounds, but hey, not the smells. Not the smells. It was hilarious. I was laughing so hard. People were like, oh my fucking, who's farting on it? Fuck. I'm sure a couple others were like, yeah, hell yeah. He's going to fart, or somebody's farting here. I'm going to let one out. And I'm sure there was like a soup, like a stew of farts like in the cabin surrounding this politician behind me or whatever they were, but they deserved it. Okay? Yeah. You want to get your private jet? You don't want to get your private jet, huh? You don't want to use our tax dollars to pay for your little private jet, huh? Okay, well, you come on, sit with the rest of us, folks, us regular peoples. Yeah, let's see what it's like in Coach, where people fart all the time. I don't give a shit either, people fart, My fart smellier than your fart. Or the person's like, oh, you think that's smelly? And then it was just like primordial stew of fart smells. Sorry. It's just hilarious to me. I'm sorry. Farting's funny. Kids, what's funny? Kids think farting's hilarious, and you never even teach them about jokes, fart jokes. They just automatically think they're funny because they're funny when you hear them. It's like, even like when you hear like when I blow my nose, my daughter just starts bawling. She starts laughing like crazy. She's like, ah, there's an elephant. There's an elephant. It's like, kids love fart sounds and burps and sneezes. Okay, any type of gassy evacuation. Okay, kids love those sounds. It's hilarious. Okay, so let's get to Sheldon the Wonder Snail, guys. Oh, Sheldon, this is intense. Sheldon the Wonder Snail. Okay. By the way, if you're lurking, give me a follow, huh? Give me a follow if you like what you see here. If you think I'm hilarious, or you want to see me make a fool out of myself online, just give me a follow. I will try to meet your demands. I just will not. I won't do that. I'll do anything for follows. I do anything for follows, but I won't do that. That song was so stupid. Meatloaf. When I saw it, the music video, I was like, what? Why is this on MTV? That was one of the last music videos on MTV from my mind. Like when MTV started shifting over from being awesome to reality TV, and then the Real World started. It just fucked up the whole country because now all reality TV took precedent, and MTV completely changed its algorithm or whatever you call it back in those days. But remember when MTV was just music videos? Man, I miss those days. Not those days. I don't miss those days of being not so free and young and in the vice of my parents, the grip that they held on your freedom. I was more like, wow, I was more wowed out by, like, wow, we used to watch Real World remember Puck from the Real World? That was like kind of a newer Real World, at least Puck. And then he was like, he was disgusting. He was like some biker rode in San Francisco because it was the Real World San Francisco and stuff like that. And he was kind of, I guess if you look back, he was probably kind of cool. If you look back, Puck might have been the cool dude in that. But yeah, I remember MTV was just music videos, and VH1, we'd kind of channel surf to VH1 every once in a while, but VH1 was kind of stupid. And then BET, they had Soul Train. And is BET still doing Soul Train? Does anybody know? Because I have not seen Soul Train in a million years. I used to watch it Saturday. Like Soul Train used to be on in the mornings, and so I would like channel surf between Soul Train and MTV music videos. And VH1 was kind of like, you know, they're playing Sarah McLachlan, which I love Sarah McLachlan, especially Arms of the Angel. Used to play that song over and over again in my head, in when I was in Iraq. That and We Never Change by Coldplay. Somebody had like a bunch of CDs they brought and a Discman, and I took like 2 headphones that my mom had sent me as a care package, and she sent me a bunch of stuff and like a bunch of headphones to give out to my friends. And so I gave people headphones who needed them and glasses who needed them and chewing tobacco and whatnot. I was a pretty generous dude even then, because my mom would send me packages and I didn't know what to do with everything. Even like the locals, like all the Iraqis in the neighborhood, my mom gave me so much like shampoo and toiletries. I didn't have enough room to haul everything, and I was like, and I didn't want to give them to my company because everybody had their own thing. So I would just like go over to our neighbors over our barbed wired fence with glass shards on the top of the wall that were cemented in, so nobody can hop over. And we would talk with the neighbors, the locals, the local Iraqis. Beautiful people. They would feed us mud oven chicken. We'd secretly leave our area and go get chicken or whatever from them. And so I gave them all of my toiletries, and they were like, "Thank you so much." They even were like, the wife was so comfortable with us being there that her husband, this is stupid in and of itself, like your husband let you take your burqa, whatever you had over your head, or hijab, I'm sorry, let her take it off, the hijab. And I mean, first of all, she should be able to take it off if she wants to, right? Not because her husband said it's okay. But in that culture at the time, that was what was appropriate. And so she would come out with her hair down and talk to all of us. So nice. And her kids were so nice and everything. And I wonder if they're still alive. I wonder if they're doing well. And I hope they are, because they were just an amazing family. And we would always bring them whatever care packages my mom would send me. I would always give to them, like, here's some shampoo and soap, and don't worry about it. They tried offering me like whiskey, and I didn't drink when I was over there. But actually Iraq, alcohol is illegal, but in Muslim countries, alcohol is illegal, but that doesn't mean there's no alcohol. People are moonshining it, and selling it on the streets, and then there's hookah lounges and whatnot, and so, but I remember that couple, and I still have a couple of things that they gave me. They gave me some potpourri and some, very, very generous gifts. I didn't expect any gifts, but they gave me some potpourri. I still have it. I still have all the stuff they gave me. I hope they're okay. I hope they're okay. Oh, why did I talk about that? I don't know. It's like making me sad now just thinking about it, because they were wonderful people. They really were. And I hope they're okay. I really do. I hope they made it out or are doing okay. I hope they're still alive. I hope their kids are still alive. It would be, I wish I had their address. I wish I had their numbers and stuff like that, so I can say hey from here, remember me type of thing. But some things you just gotta let go and remember and pay homage to. But we're not there now, so let's get off the sad train, because we already played the sad song. Now we're playing a song called Sheldon, the Wonder Snail. And this is really about me. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Slow and steady wins the race. Sheldon, slow snail, but they just keep moving. Have you ever noticed, like, when a snail is like traveling and going up a wall, like you turn your head, you just turn your head for a minute and it's already like 3 meters from where it was the last time you saw it. And you're like, what? Like, how did that snail move that fast? And they're just defiers of time, snails. They just keep moving. That's the thing. They just keep moving. And I found out, like, how do snails get their shell? And they, like, move from shell to shell. And they develop shells, but a lot of them will just slug it for a little and slug their way to another shell. I think a slug is a snail without a shell, I think. Or it's one of those things that go into the vending machines when you would get a paper for a quarter back in the days. I remember my grandfather was like ran the paper route for the Wall Street Journal, and he would like every day he would go and collect his coins from the machines, for the newspaper machines, you know. And you could take more than one newspaper once that thing's open, but most people didn't. Most people took one newspaper. The honor system was in full effect. And honestly, really, most people followed it. But some people would put slugs, they're called. They were like fake quarters in the machine. And he would have like this whole thing of slugs saved. And I thought the slugs as a kid were just the coolest thing ever. So he would give me all the slugs. Basically, it's like smelted metal that in the form of a coin, you know, that can mimic the acts of a quarter or mimic the effects of a quarter. But anyways, okay, so now we got these drums set up, and I'm just going to take a quick toilet break. So listen to some of the music I've got going on here, folks. I'll be right back.
With me, I know that it's driving you crazy. All the people in a plastic dream, plastic. Your motivation, it's infectious. determination. Shed some of that on me. Reservations, I've checked in, waiting in line for discovery. Waiting in line for discovery. Can I fill in as an apprentice? Can I stash to work the line with you? Forgot to mention that I need this. Wanna learn all I can from you. I wanna learn all I can from you. I wanna learn all I can from you. Your motivation, it's infectious. Determination, shed some of that on me. Reservations, I've checked in.
Just realized I
Waiting
don't
in
have much
line
time left.
for
Do this stream.
discovery. Waiting in line for discovery.
All right, let's go. Let's do. We're gonna do just a couple takes, and then that's it for the stream today. We're gonna do just a couple takes of music here on the drum area. I could bring this all the way. Bring this over there. Why not? Okay. Yeah, because I didn't realize we got no time left, and I want to get out of here before noon. For the purpose of I got stuff to do today. All right, so let's just try. Let's put this over here. Got a little beer mug from the other day. All right, so yeah, let's get over to these Sheldon the Wonder Snell real quick. We're not gonna take much time longer on the stream. I just want to get some real quick just a couple takes on the drums because it's Saturday. I got to get some drums in. You know what I'm saying? All right, and it's just we're really just doing this. We've got, I think, 4 takes, 1, 2, 3, 4, going on here. If you look at Studio One right now, there's only 4 takes of a bass line. Okay, so obviously a bass line is not going to cut it. There's a lot more that's going to go into this song, and it's going to be like a metal, not metal, but like a rock and roll style song. You know. So, hello, hello, hello. Got my drumsticks here, and we're just going to do a couple of takes. Ah! Let's just lean over here. Lean. All right, there we go. Now you can see my beautiful face and my beautiful studio as I'm getting set up here. All right, so let's, yeah, just a few takes, a couple takes here. Song's not that long, so let's just make sure. I always have to get up and down from here. This is where AI would just be amazing, you know. The AI will just tell me, hey, I'll turn this down for you. I'll turn this off for you. Thank you. Thank you. I want it to be like a British voice or like South African or something. That would be cool. All right. Here we go, guys. I turned my radio mic off. We got to turn also the AEA A440. That's another. This microphone is going to be my room microphone, so I got to turn it and face the drums. And I'm pretty comfortable with the sounds that is bringing, so let's do it. Let's see what we can get. Let's see what we can get today. All right. We don't have much time left in our stream, unfortunately. I would stream for 5-6 hours today. I would do that, but yeah, I still can't see what's going on over here. What is going on? Why didn't it show me that? It just like kind of, there we go. Hello, Newman? Hello, Newman. Oh, what was that? What was that? Something fell. Not sure what it was, but so sweetly. Here we go. Do we have a click track? All right, let's do it. better. We get better. All about cheddar. Woo, woo, woo. fucking takes of energy. Woohoo! Yeah! La! La-di-da. Nice way to end the stream. Hell yeah. I don't know if those were good, but they were sure as hell fun. That was fun. Woo! That was fun. That was fun. Oh, I'm sweating. Me balls are sweatings. Wow. Yeah, I go. Beavis. Beavis, shut up, Beavis. He's just playing drums. Jeez, Beavis. Beavis. Oh, Beavis.
Yeah, what's up, butthead? Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, it was so cool, Beavis. Now, I think we've got to go now. Oh, whoa, 11:58. Yeah, we got to go. Happy streaming, guys. I'll see you hopefully maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I might stream tomorrow morning, get some more drums in. We might start the stream off with drums because I fucking was playing drums just now. Okay, I felt really good. Oh yeah, look at that. Armpits are sweating. Work was done today. Yeah. Hell yeah. This is a good stream today, guys. I thank you for showing up. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate all of you guys checking in on me, seeing how I grow. But unfortunately, we've got to end this stream for now. So I will see you hopefully tomorrow morning. If not, Monday for sure, 8 p.m. on the dot. And if not, a little earlier. All right, then. Happy streaming to y'all. Thank you.